No. Please go.
It says meeting streaming live on Facebook.
I know, but
it's
it's
live or is it Memorex? Woohoo! Okay. I look like who did it and ran, huh?
There we go.
I'm waiting. I'm holding.
Okay, so hello out there, everybody. Let me just log on to my Facebook page so I can see.
Yeah, tell me how to share it so I can see who's commenting.
I don't know how to tell you how to share it. I'm going to share it to your page.
Share it to my page.
All right.
Yeah, let it play for a while. Let people find us.
I'm not worried about anybody finding us. There's 3 people watching already.
Who's watching? I don't know. You got to send it to me so I could see. How you doing? Am I like crooked? I got my laptop on a box.
You're muted now. Because this is my show. Hi, everybody out there. This is Kristen Tinsley with the premiere of my new show, In Bed with Comics. And tonight I have Theresa Farrell on with me. We've been trying for days to get this to actually like come on, but we haven't been able to get Zoom on. So this is how I'm going to start the show every single time. So I'm gonna have a bunch of questions to ask for the comics that come on the show, probably different questions for each different person that comes on. So once upon a time, there was a comic that performed on the stages of Caroline's and Dangerfields. You can catch her performing at Danny Aiello's The Italian Chicks and throwing marshmallows during her performance of the play Bat Boy, A Yankee Miracle. Please welcome comedian, actress, and talk show host, Theresa Farrell. I unmuted you.
She unmuted me.
I unmuted you.
Freaking muted me, you bitch.
Yes, I did. So
hello, everybody. Welcome to my boudoir. Yeah. I'm in bed in my PJs, and I'm very, very excited to be Kristen Tinsley's first guest on In Bed with Comics.
Well, you were actually the first person that I discussed this concept with when we were at PATV. And we were taking the studio production course, and they were like, oh, what kind of shows do you guys want to produce? And I'm like, I mean, the Fresh Sleeve of Bariatrics is not even like a blip on my radar at that time. So I didn't even think about it, but I did think of In Bed with Comics. I actually wanted to build an entire set that looked like a bedroom with a bed knit, right, and everything, and have the comics come in and get into bed with me and talk. So, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
No.
So I do not put anything on the back burner if I don't have to. So here we are. This is my bedroom.
This is my bedroom.
Oh, yeah,
your bedroom.
Yes, I have lights around my bed.
In Bed with Comics.
In Bed with Comics. That's
Did you share this to my page, by the way, so my peeps can see?
I did. Let me share it. I'll do it again. But
all right, because I want to make sure that, we get, people are watching, and because I told them 9:30 and it's actually a little bit earlier, but we have time on this. So
yeah, we do.
I think people will jump on at 9:30, but I love your headboard. I love a tufted headboard.
It took me 3 hours to put that headboard together because I have no idea what I'm doing. Being single 100% sucks because I had no idea how to do it. I was sweating to death when I moved into my apartment and trying to put this headboard together because it's actually meant for a full-size bed, a queen size bed, or a king bed. So if you don't know what you're doing to like put everything like together the right way, it doesn't work. So that's
I think a tufted headboard is very sexy.
Especially when it has rhinestones. It has like this big strip of rhinestones here, and it has other like little fake like little diamonds in here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have black sheets. I have my leopard blanket. I have my purple comforter. I have all kinds of comfy stuff in my bed. My bed is very comfortable. Me and my cat are very happy.
Nice. Very, very nice.
So we have some people watching.
Who's watching? Because I can't tell who's watching yet, but
It's not on your Facebook page?
It's on my page, but I don't see anything. Maybe you see more than I do. Are you in your PJs like me? Are you like comfy in your PJs? Your hair's looking fine, girl. Looking good.
Well, my friend Kathy's watching. You're watching. My friend Jen Hernandez is watching. Jen Lentini's watching. So that's enough audience for me, because people can come back and watch later if they want. So. And plus, you never know who's actually watching without actually clicking on it. So.
Oh, that's
I'm sure they are.
How's my
sure
audio? Do I need to raise my audio, or am I good?
No, you're good. All right, so you ready for these questions?
Okay, I'm ready for these questions. Wait, let me grab a drink. I'm grabbing a drink. Hello, Jen Lentini. I miss you, Jen. I made my own drink.
I'm going to mute you every single time you acknowledge one of these people.
Why? All right, so I'm not supposed to acknowledge them. I won't look at my phone.
Nope, can't look at your phone. Sorry, it's not that kind of show. Hi, Linda. I see you watching. Yeah, it's not that kind of show. Okay, so, you said that you performed on stages like Caroline's and Dangerfields. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
What was the best set that you ever had?
Oh, that's hard.
What's one that's like really memorable where you knew that you nailed it?
I tell you the truth, I think there were a couple.
Just think of one.
The most recent one was 3 weeks ago when I was at Dangerfields with Jeff Kreiner was the producer, and the show is called LMAO, Laugh My Ass Off.
Okay.
And I would have to say, I actually put it up on Facebook. I have to say that was one of my better sets. It was it wasn't a full house that night, but there was some people in the audience, and I think I did pretty good.
All right, you've been in comedy since the 90s.
Yeah, I'm old.
Oh, old school, without naming names.
Uh-oh.
What is the worst joke you've ever heard?
Oh.
Go for it.
What was the worst joke I ever heard?
Worst joke or the worst performance you ever seen, where you actually sat there in the audience like, wow, this motherfucker's bombing right now. Like, get off the stage.
Without mentioning names?
Without mentioning names.
So what do you want me to say? The joke? I don't remember the joke. It was that bad.
It was that bad?
The joke was bad, and the joke was written many years ago by someone else.
Oh, so somebody you've actually witnessed a thievery. That's
Correct.
what I call it. I've seen that happen quite a few times, where somebody's actually blatantly stolen another comic's material and then used it on stage. I would think that would definitely be pretty bad.
There's definitely more than one person out there doing that, and they know who they are. But there was this one guy who, every time I heard his material, I'm like, none of it's original. None of it.
Did you ever tell him that?
No, but he knows.
Did you ever go up to him and be like, listen, you are a piece of crispy KFC. Don't you ever order original again.
Actually, I did go up to one comic once.
Uh-huh.
And I said to him, so-and-so's done that joke before. And
he
wasn't aware
that night when you did it too.
You were. And he wasn't aware of it, but I let him know that it was someone else's joke and it wasn't original. But sometimes there are so many different topics, that we all talk about. You talk about your weight. I talk about my weight. Some of us talk about it differently. Some of us talk about it in the same way.
Parallel thinking.
There's another comic out there that does, I'm Italian. I joke about me being hairy. There's another female Italian comic out there.
Well, we're all hairy.
All us Italian women are hairy, but,
especially now.
But she came up to me before a show and she said, how do you say it? Because I want to say something, but I don't want it to be exact. And you could work together like that with other comics too.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody that has actually blatantly stolen a joke, either they did it intentionally or they thought that, oh yes, that's right. Yes, we're having a nightcap. Anyone else having a nightcap? We are.
Cheers.
I'm such a savage. I'm not even cheers.
You're not looking to see who's watching at all. We can't acknowledge anyone. I just want to say thank you everyone for watching and tuning in
for watching
to Kristen Tinsley's premiere show, In Bed with Comics.
Yes. So with that said, on a scale to 1 to 10, how much do you love stand-up comedy?
This is tricky for me, but I'm gonna say 10. Because
really? You love it that much? That's
no. You want me to be truthful?
Of course.
I'll be truthful. stand-up comedy is an 8 for me.
Okay.
Because the bottom line is I'm a performer. You know that. I don't only do comedy. I act, I sing, I dance. I'm like J-Lo without her money in her ass. Okay. Right. So I would say stand up, a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 8. Definitely an 8.
How would you think that another comic would rate you on a scale to 1 to 10? If they were like, on a scale to 1 to 10, how much do you think Theresa Farrell loves stand-up comedy?
Oh, I love it because I love performing.
What would they say about you?
I mean, from what I heard from people, I'll tell you my feedback that I've heard from other comics. Right. It's been mixed. I've gotten positive stuff and I've gotten negative stuff. What would you like me to start with first?
I always like to start with the negative because I'm evil. But okay.
That's good.
But you know what? When you're getting negative feedback, that actually means that you're doing something good.
Okay. Well, the most negative feedback I ever got was the first time someone saw me perform my feminine douche commercial, which I'm known for. And it's old school. Bob Nelson is a hero of mine. I love Bob Nelson. I was blessed to work with Bob Nelson. Everyone knows he does Jiffy Jeff's Gym and he does the football bit and he works with props. I am not a prop comic where my whole show's props, but my last joke
I don't see anything wrong with props. I use props. I use special effects makeup. I don't give an F about that. We need that.
Right. But the point is that I did my last joke, which is props, and I come out as 3 different characters, as you know, and this male comic came up to me and said, you know, you shouldn't do that. It's old school. And I said to him, you know what? Not that it's old school. There aren't too many comics that do prop jokes. I know some of them that do.
Right.
But the point is, people were laughing at it.
Right.
They cracked up. And as long as people keep laughing at my one prop joke, I want to keep doing it because, you know, people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that. But it gets a laugh and people remember it. It's memorable and it gets a laugh. So why would I not do it? That was the negative thing. The positive things for me, as far as stand-up comedy goes, is that because I have an acting background, and from what you've told me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I've heard you say it, I'm very animated when I'm up there on stage. I'm very animated. I get into what I'm doing. Sometimes I get the audience involved. Sometimes I don't. I'm very animated. And I think that helps me. I think the acting background helps me be very animated because last time I performed, we were together, and when I do something and you crack up off to the side.
Yeah, it takes a lot to really.
It's funny, but it's the way you look. Right? You'll say to me, it was funny, but it's the way you look, girl, and the way you do it.
It's always been like that. Some of the greatest comics that I've ever watched perform. I mean, even one from Long Island who I consider to be like one of the best, one of the top, one of the biggest. I mean, Devin Bramble, the way he doesn't even have to do anything, but his little genie bow.
The genie bow. He's known for the genie bow.
I don't think he knows that he does it, but it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah.
It's like he's laughing at himself and he's like,
yeah, he's one of the funniest guys, and he comes up with like a lot of original stuff, and he's just amazing. But I personally, going forward, you saw some of the videos I posted today with Misty, the Tiger King Princess. I like to put on makeup and I like to put on wigs and I like to get out there and I like to do different stuff. I would walk on stage doing something like that. Like I have different ideas for comedy, and if nobody likes it, they don't like it. And that's why I produce my own shows. So I really don't, this way I can do what I want, you know?
Well, as you know, someone was producing a show, and she said to me, hey, would you like to come do 5 minutes? And I was like,
oh my gosh, she only offered you 5 minutes?
And I was like, 5 minutes? That's like a quickie. You know what I mean? I want more than 5 minutes. But I was like, you know what? I'm go. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
But
fine.
I knew right away I wasn't gonna go by myself and by myself. I wasn't gonna go as myself and do the 5 minutes. So I knew in my head, I do the 3 characters for the douche commercial. I do the Valley Girl, my Italian grandmother, and I do a lesbian construction worker. And I knew that I was going to go and do 5 minutes as Grandma Mary. And I talked to you that day because I ran some jokes by you. And I'm like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? And you told me, keep that, get rid of that. That's hysterical. I love that.
And you did the same thing for me.
Yes, we did. We work well together. And what I did was, when I got there, I stayed in character the whole time. No one knew who the frig I was until I opened my mouth. I even had the owner's wife was like, Teresa? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, holy crap. And I got up there and I would say half of it was prepared. The other half of it was improv because I like to work off the audience. I saw a gentleman in the audience and he was sweating. And I'm like, oh, am I making you hot? You know, as the old lady. And so I like you. I like putting on wigs. I like doing different characters. I like transforming myself. I don't like to keep myself in a box. I don't like to sit
there. I've sat through a lot of comedy shows because I've gone to a lot of comedy shows with a lot of friends and, for a lot of friends. And I'll go and I'll sit in the audience and go just buy a ticket to any random comedy show. And because I'm a producer and I'll go and I'll look and I'll see who's out there and I want to get to know what comics are out there and see what they're doing. This way I can add different things. So going forward for me, I definitely want to start adding like a lot of different performers within comedy because everybody loved when I did, Olivia London did her show right at the end of Christmas. It was me and 2 other comics. And, I said to her, like, let us do a couple minutes in between the girls doing, because I had always opened for a lot of the drag shows.
Right.
And I had a great time doing that.
And you were great at it.
Right. Yeah. The audience was like, well, we're just sitting here and now you have me. And they were like, oh, you got to do 20 minutes, do another 5 minutes, do another 5 minutes. That's the one time when a comic is like, that doesn't get a lot of time is like, I wanted more than 5 minutes and I'm getting like third. I mean, I think one time I did like 45 minutes. I literally like pulling.
That's great. You can't.
I was you get tired after.
They gotta get the hook to drag you off at that point.
No, I don't get the hook. Okay. All right, so let's go for a fun question. What's your favorite comedy movie and the one scene that makes you laugh, like instantly? Like when you think of the scene, you're like, oh my god. What's the one scene?
The one scene of a movie that makes me crack up every time I see it.
What's your favorite comedy movie and the one scene that makes you laugh?
Okay, well, I have my favorite.
You're laughing already.
There's so many out there because people make fun of me because I love the movie Big with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And I can watch that movie. There are certain movies I can watch over and over and over again, like I've never seen it, and still crack up, like I don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
And Big is one of them. I think it's such a sweet movie. But I have to say, Fatso with Dom DeLuise, when God. Anne Bancroft yells at him and says, "You ate the Oni!"
I have never seen that movie, but I've heard of it.
Oh my God, you have to watch it.
One of my favorite all-time scary movies. I love Pee Wee Herman. I don't care what he did, but I love Pee Wee Herman. And when he was riding his bike and he fell off in front of everybody and he got it up, he's like, I meant to do that. That was like that was probably like one of my like all-time like introduction to comedy movies was watching Pee Wee Herman. So I love Pee Wee Herman. I think that's very funny. I can't even begin to name, like probably my all-time favorite comedy movie of all time. It'll make me laugh no matter what I'm doing. I could be on my deathbed and somebody can come up to me and be like, "You're playing with my emotions. Stop playing with my emotions. Stop playing with Smokey." I love the movie Friday. That is one of my favorite movies. I could be, like I said, I could be on my deathbed in a coma and somebody could whisper a couple of lines from that movie and I will be laughing. That is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Right. I just want to tell everybody, I love Kristen Tinsley.
I love you too.
She's become one of my best friends, not just a friend, one of my best friends.
That's right.
We talk every day. I love her to death. I want to congratulate her on the girl's brilliant. She's freaking brilliant. Okay. This is called In Bed with Comics. I'm in the comfort of my own home because we have no choice.
Drinking, having a good
I'm
time.
in my PJs, we're drinking. I don't have to drive anywhere. This is like a no-brainer.
You can drink on the show. I don't care. Going forward, I would love to see what everybody does to relax. This is the part, like, this is the after show.
This is the premiere, baby.
It's the premiere. You come home and you're in your bed, you're comfortable. Now it's like, all right, let's talk. And I'm hoping for that to go on, like, you know, like in the future with it. But
well, I want to thank you for having me on your premiere.
And thank you for doing this with me because I couldn't have done it with anyone else. I know in the future I'm gonna have Fat Jay. He's gonna come on, Sherry Poland.
Stay in bed. I can't wait to see that.
Yep. I asked Kenny Cowie if he would like to get in bed with me, and he hasn't answered me yet. But I know.
Hey, would you like to get in bed with me? I love it.
Well, not with me, but you know.
Well, you know what it is.
I'm sure everybody's out there right now, like, yeah, that's the only way that Kristen Tinsley can get any comics in bed with her, and I'll be like, that's fucking right, and that's, believe me, I watch my teeth. I don't. No. All right, so.
Yes.
If there was comedy written about your life, who would play you? Bette Midler, Joan Rivers, or Roseanne Barr? Who would play you?
Well, I'm gonna go with Bette.
Bette Midler, really?
Definitely Bette Midler. I think that I love Joan, don't get me wrong.
Well, she's dead.
She's dead. So you should have gave me 3 people that were alive.
Well, Joan Rivers, like, I mean.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
Can we talk?
I was confused Joan Rivers with Sally Jesse Raphael. I think Sally Jesse Raphael didn't actually need those red rimmed glasses. The only reason why she was wearing them was that people didn't confuse her with Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers was like, listen, bitch, you need something to differentiate yourself from me because we're both short, we're both blonde, we both have the same haircut.
Maybe.
Wearing red glasses.
Maybe, but I'm gonna say definitely Bette because I think she's a brilliant comedic actress. I mean, Beaches is one of my favorite movies, for God's sakes. Hello.
Focus. I mean, hello.
And you saw me at Halloween. I dressed up as Hocus Pocus. One of my Halloweens, I dressed up as Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
But Bette, she sings. The woman dances, she acts, she's so comedic. I would definitely.
I knew you were gonna pick Bette Midler because
definitely. I could see us, Bette and I, being best friends. Are you kidding me?
I think you're the same height too. Actually, I don't think Bette Midler's very tall.
She's vertically challenged, like me.
I think she looks very tall, but she's actually not. I've never had the pleasure of meeting her, but I don't know.
Oh, let's put it out in the universe. One day we're gonna meet Bette Midler. You know, she's in New York. She actually sponsored one of the, clean up the highway things.
Yeah.
I think on the LIE or somewhere.
What was the most famous comic that you ever met?
Most famous comic I ever met. I've met quite a few comics. Oh, come on. I can't, that's hard to categorize.
Really? I think we've all met one of the most famous comics of all time, Writer Governors.
I've met a lot of famous comics there. Which one are you talking about?
Artie Lang.
I was gonna. Artie was on the radar. Artie Lang, definitely. Gilbert Gottfried.
I missed that night. I was
Bobby.
I missed
Excuse
that
me.
Night.
Bobby Collins.
Bobby Collins.
Yeah, Google him. You know him from. He's been around a long time, Bobby.
I think Bobby. I snubbed that one guy that was there. I watched his performance, but I kind of snubbed him while he was in the back. That blonde guy from Ghost Whisperer. What the fuck is his name? He's the actor. Oh my God! And I got to meet Michael Rappaport. I love Michael Rappaport.
I couldn't go that night to meet Michael.
I could not believe that you didn't go. I went by myself, but there was other people. I think Peaches was there with me. I think they had just done a performance in the living room, and I went to go see Michael Rappaport, and it was literally like watching your brother come home from college and tell a story. That was one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. I love him.
Nice.
I can't even. I would definitely. Okay, Michael Rappaport is definitely the top of the list.
Yeah.
Other than that, the one comic that I would say that I would definitely want to meet is Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Before I die,
okay.
Please God, let me meet
okay. All right, then I'll beat Artie by saying Kevin James. Because not only did I work with Kevin in the 90s, but I got to see him when he was at Gov's, and I got to talk to him.
I think he jumped on. Didn't he jump on a couple of shows that were in the little room that night?
He did, because he was preparing
Imagine
for
following that.
he was preparing for his show, I think, at the Paramount.
Yeah, he actually had.
Also,
I
Chris
was actually
Roach.
supposed to go see Chris Roach. That's right.
Give a shout out to Chris.
Right. Yeah.
Chris was on Kevin's
Roach.
show.
Yeah.
Chris is great. I love him.
I was actually supposed to go see Martin Lawrence April 5th, and I'm so mad. And they sent me an email like, yeah, we're going to try to reschedule the show. And I'm like, you fucking better. Like, that's one of my lifelong dreams, is to actually see Martin Lawrence. Because I grew up watching, like, In Living Color and all those, you know, shows and stuff like that. And, you know, like, just when he did Shanae, like, all that, like, that's how I grew up. So.
That's funny.
All right. So. I already asked you if there's any total nightmares happen on stage. I could definitely talk about a couple nightmares that I've seen on stage, but I'm not gonna, because that causes trouble.
Nightmares on stage?
Nightmares.
Well, there was the one night. There was a one night. You mean like a heckler? Or you mean like other comics that bomb, and then you have to go up after them?
Talked about other comics that bombed. Yeah,
I can talk about that. I could talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was at Gov's one night, and we were in the little room, and there was a gentleman who produced a show, and he also got up to perform. And no names are said to protect the innocent, but everyone on Long Island knows who I'm talking about, because Kristen's rolling around on her bed right now. And what happened was is that I think a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, was hosting, and this comic got up and he started talking about stuff
like the cat from Sesame Street.
He was talking about things that, like, you never want to talk about, that like just isn't funny at all, and the crowd went from up here to underground. They buried
him. They lighted him that night.
They were giving him the light. He wasn't paying attention, and he really didn't care. And I had to go up after him. And I said to the guy emceeing and hosting the show, I said, do at least one joke before I go up there, please, to try to revive them.
I think Fudge, the comic Fudge, who I think is absolutely brilliant and funny, I think he was there that night with that show.
I don't remember.
That he was the one that did the Elmo voice. That was funny. Like, that was really funny. Yeah, he was there that night. That happened actually a couple times. That happens when we did that show for that particular person whose name will not.
What happened was, so he tells the one joke.
Nigel, what's up, man?
And then who's watching?
Nigel.
Nigel! Hi, Nige. Miss you, honey. So what happened was so I get up, and I went up there with so much energy. Hello, what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm not doing anything.
I got up there with so much energy. Like, I usually have energy, but I got up there with like even more energy, just to I was a little bit louder than usual too, just to get their attention and like bring them back. And I remember the comic after me was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And but it was a little rough, a little touch and go there for a while,
I don't know why people. All right, let me tell you something, because we all know what we're talking about. I'm still gonna mention his name.
What?
I'm still not gonna mention his name, but
no, we're not mentioning anyone's name to protect the innocent.
Right. He could be a little off. He's always been a little off. At least he's been consistent, but he tries and he wants to. He just doesn't. It's not that he just. I don't know. I can't say anything, because I've tried being his friend. I've tried helping him out. I've tried giving him advice, and he just pats me on the head like, "Oh, you sweet little woman," type thing. Like, don't tell me what to do. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, I can't help you. Like, sorry, man.
Drink. It's time for a drink. My throat's dry.
Your throat's dry.
Cheers, everybody. Listen, we hope, Kristen and I hope you're in bed in your PJs with a drink, joining us.
Monday night. It's Monday night.
Woo! Monday nights at 9:00 or 9:30. I don't know when you're doing it, but you're doing it after my show.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So one last question before we go.
What? I'm not ready to go.
Well, it's time for you to go to bed.
Can we still bullshit after your last question?
Of course. I mean, yeah. But one last question.
You're trying to get it in. Go ahead. What's the last question? Oh, that sounded weird.
Speaking of getting it in.
Wait. Should I go into my special drawer?
You didn't charge it yet. Don't even go there.
No, I didn't.
Okay. And I will never, ever answer this question.
What? Wait a second. You're going to ask me a question that you'll never answer?
Yes, this is my show.
That's messed up.
Any comic, famous or non-famous, that you would take to bed?
Oh, Jesus Christmas.
Go ahead. They're not watching.
Do I say their name?
Oh, Nigel, I want you to do the show.
We got to get Nigel in bed.
Oh, Nigel has a girlfriend.
No, we know that. And she's a doll. She is. Is he still with her?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I don't know. Don't avoid the question. Which
Nigel, you still taking? Okay, wait. So you want to know who I would bring here? Well, not here.
No, not here. Any bed on Long Island.
Comic.
Famous or non-comic? Famous or not famous?
Famous or not famous?
See, that's why I left you a back door. This way you can pick a famous comic. We all know it's not going to happen.
This is true.
So if you pick a non-famous comic, that means
you got
balls. You got chutzpah.
I could do both. Okay.
I'll never answer this question ever.
Wait, a famous comic, dead or alive?
Girl, if you pick a dead comic, at least you know you've been getting something stiff.
Okay. A famous comic. Oh God, there's so many of them.
Why Theresa decides, I want to know. This is the premiere of In Bed with Comics with Kristen Tinsley. My guest tonight is Theresa Farrell. She's about to answer the $1 million question. And that $1 million question is, any comic, famous or non-famous, that you would take to bed? No one's going to like this question. Rough. It's a tough question.
No one's going to. Not that I don't like it, but it is a tough question because there's a lot of men's out there. Like there's a big selection. There's a big selection out there.
Not really.
No. Because you're thinking Long Island. You're thinking small. You have to think big.
Big.
Okay, this is going to be really, really crazy. No one's going to like this answer. Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. Oh yeah, I could see that. He's got hair too. At least I hope he has hair. I mean, that could be like a total clip-in, like a hair topper. I don't know.
I'm gonna say I tell you the truth, he's not what I go for. Like I usually like guys with dark hair and dark eyes.
You want to sit on that stage, on that set that he has in that chair and fuck him and spin around. That's what you want.
But I just I don't want this to sound wrong. He's not someone, like I said, I'm normally attracted to guys with dark hair, dark eyes. So he's not normally what I'm attracted to, but right. I'm attracted to his wit and his intelligence.
He has writers.
Well,
but actually, I don't think he does. I think he comes up with a lot of his own material. I think he's old school like that.
I think he writes with them, but I would say Bill Maher only because.
Oh, your girl dissed you.
What
she
girl?
Dissed you, Grace. She said, "Ew, Bill Maher's so ugly."
But I'm not looking at him that way. I mean, does everyone's going to say Sebastian Maniscalco because he's cute and he's funny?
Listen, let me give you ladies and gentlemen a piece of advice out there. Just because somebody's good looking does not mean that they're going to be good in bed, okay? Let me tell you something.
Amen.
Ugliest girls, the girls that don't have the perfect bodies, those are the ones that are the freaks underneath the sheets, okay? Don't get it twisted. Just because a girl looks good and she's
I want to tell you something, Kristen. There's a gentleman out there who told me the same exact thing you just said. And I ain't mentioning no names. But
no, don't mention. Oh my God!
You can imagine who it is. Now, a Long Island comic who I would do really long, but their wife might come and beat the shit out of me.
They're not gonna come beat the shit out of you. Don't worry about it. They'll be like, please take him.
All right, listen. So it's a compliment. Just remember, it's a compliment. I don't want to sleep with your man. I'm married. Okay, on paper.
You're in the house.
So, no, okay. I always thought he was cute when I first met him, so I'm gonna go with John.
John who?
Oliveira.
Okay. He is cute.
Cutie. He's a cutie.
He is.
Come on. He is. No offense to his wife and his family. No disrespect. Kristen asked me a question. I gave her an answer.
That's right. And anyone that comes on the show, please be prepared to answer this question.
But you have to be honest. The show's only going to work
be honest.
if you're honest.
I will never answer the question. I will never answer the question. Those that know me already know the answer, but I will not answer that question. Right. Oh, he said Ziegler. Nigel said Ziegler. No.
No. Sorry. No. Is Nigel will want to sleep with Ziegler?
Ooh. You said, oh, Olivero. John Olivero is actually very cool. I don't remember ever meeting him. He just kind of appeared.
He
just kind of appeared. No, he's a good person. Like, he actually knows.
And he
like,
is
one
a
of my
good person. And he's funny. And he's funny.
So
Listen, there's nothing. Sorry, I'm getting choked up. Hold on, I need a sip.
Don't start crying. How come you have more alcohol in your glass? Do you have a midget refilling? I'm almost done.
Listen, the point is, here's the point. If you come on Kristen's show, you have to be brutally honest. Mm-hmm. And both her and I are.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing is that, look, this is all in fun. Okay, that's the bottom line. I say Bill Maher because I like his comedy. I like watching him. But I mean, like I said, there's a lot of other hot comics out there. Like, you know, like I'm sure Grace would say Sebastian Maniscalco because he's so hot. But I mean, you know, hey.
But like I said, it's not about good looks. Like I've definitely seen some comics out there.
Listen, if I could pick, I would. The list would get longer. I would say Robin Williams. I would say Billy Crystal. I would say Eddie Murphy. I would say freaking. Are you kidding? The list is long. I mean, it doesn't have to be short.
I've never aspired to.
Listen, Eddie's got 10 kids. The man knows what he's doing. All right.
Either he knows, or he doesn't know how to put a condom on. Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing.
That's the thing.
Just kind of like try to put it on, like.
It's condom free.
You know, like maybe he's all like this, like I can't do it. Which way does it go on? Oh, this is too small.
Oh my God! Listen. No glove, no love.
Why do I have a condom next to in my nightstand? I don't know.
Break glass in case of emergency.
It's ribs for my pleasure. Yeah. There's no emergencies in this house. Oh, this is one of the super deluxe big boy condoms. Watch. I'm gonna need. No, I have a whole thing of condoms. But yeah, no. So
yes, listen. It's not for me. It's not just about looks. It's about, you know, for us. It's the funny. What are you reading?
Like my answer is Kristen Tinsley. I would fuck Eddie Murphy. I would fuck Eddie Murphy too, definitely. Marianne said, if you guys keep this up, I'm gonna have to start playing it myself. I highly encourage women to play with yourself.
Love you, ma'am.
So you know your clitoris inside and out.
You gotta have Marianne. You gotta have Marianne on too. Seriously, this is a great show, and I love doing it. Keep going, girl. I love it. But no, listen. There are tons of comics that I would hoo around with. Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyone that, you know, I mean, I take comedy very seriously. So
we take comedy very seriously.
Ooh, Grace with the backhand shot. Will Smith. Oh, yeah. Will Smith at any given point in time in the 80s and the 90s. 2000. Yeah. Will Smith could be 100 years old and I'd still be like, you can get it. He's hot. Will Smith is hot. He's very talented.
Yeah.
Talented. I like Will Smith.
But he's more of a singer, actor than he's never done stand-up. You talk about actual stand-up comics?
Yeah, he's never done stand-up. I would love to see how he would do during stand-up. But he actually started as like a hip-hop artist. Like he actually made a song about Freddy Krueger back in the 80s that most people I think probably forgot about.
Really?
I never forgot that. Oh yeah. He sang a song about Freddy Krueger. A Nightmare on My Street, I think it was called. It was probably one of the things, but one of my favorite the fresh sleeve, and coincidentally you would bring up Will Smith, the fresh sleeve of Bariatrics was actually supposed to have like a rap song introduction, kind of like a parody of the fresh sleeve of Bel Air.
Let's write that. Did you write that yet? Did you write it yet?
But when I met those two hip hop artists that came in, I really loved them, and I would like
I'll help you write it. I'll help you write it.
Definitely need to change it because the one that I have, like the intro song that I have, is okay. But my personality is not that. Like I have a crazy personality. It's definitely not as like, hi everybody, like welcome to the Freshly the Bear. No.
Oh, that is so not you.
That's
but
not
you know that is it the Katy Perry song? What's the song?
Really did?
Wait, who sings the song? Da 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 na 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 na. You know it? You da na na.
I know the song, but I can't think of it.
Is it Katy Perry who sings it? No, I think it's Katy Perry. It's not
that's
Blink,
Katy
right?
Perry.
Okay, so I changed the lyrics.
Yep. Yeah,
you're up and you're down. So I changed the lyrics to like something like now that I want to think of it, I can't. But it was something like,
you can't think of it.
It's like you're no, I can't think of it. Really? What are you looking at? You're not supposed to look at the comments. You don't want to comment on people.
Katy Perry, yeah. Well, they're talking. Will Smith has a show on Facebook.
Oh, I'm big and I'm round. The scale's up and it's down. The weight that I found puts on a big frown.
Yeah, that's funny. You could put on Katy Perry makeup and get up there and fucking do that shit. See?
Doing it.
The imagination doesn't stop working. Do it. Get up there and do it. I don't care. I love to make fun of things. When I saw that Tiger King documentary, I was like, which one? The Fresh Prince of Bel Air? Oh, the Freddy Krueger one, you mean? Google it. Look at it. It's on YouTube. The Freddy Krueger song, because I couldn't remember it. I mean, my mind is shot right now. Completely shot. I don't think straight now at this time. When I get into bed, I don't think straight.
This is the witching hour, right?
The witching hour is at 3:00 in the morning. That's when the witching hour happens. I have been up every single night at 3:00 in the morning. Like I just am up wide awake. My cat is so fat. Actually, where is my cat?
Where's your cat?
He bounced off the window before and landed somewhere, and I haven't seen him.
So that's the big major question. Who would you sleep with, dead or alive, and who's famous?
Well, famous or non-famous? Yeah, there's always a way out of that question. You could always pick a dead person. You could always pick a famous person. But if you have balls, you can pick somebody that's out there. Because you know what? We should be honest.
I picked two comics who were alive. Okay.
You should be. I'm going to call Bill Maher tomorrow. And I'm going to tell him that you said you want to fuck him.
Tell Bill that. Tell Bill. I will hurt him.
Oh my
hurt him bad.
Oh my God. And we know how to work at television studios. We could totally get a job in there and be like, yeah, I know how to work that teleprompter right there. So, hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. Listen, you're not working right now. Come do my show.
He's not. And it's really sad. Like, seriously, all these people are like really just home. Like, this
I watch them all the time on HBO. Well, I'm hitting up a lot of comics right now because now's the time to do it because they're home doing nothing.
Right.
For them to come do my show. So I'm excited. I got some really good. Not that
this is really the way to do it. Like I probably feel as if I will probably do the Fresh Sleeve of Bariatrics this way going forward because going into the studio is great. But sometimes, like when I'm working, which I pray to God that I hope to get back to my regular daily scheduled programming of busting my ass, working 2 jobs every day, on top of everything else I do. It's hard for me to get into the studio to be able to film, and it's also hard for me to be able to coordinate crew and coordinate people. But I mean,
no,
I gotta do what I gotta do.
This actually worked out beautifully for you because I have to burp. Because
do it.
Because it's like right here.
Let it go. I gotta burp too. Hold on. You can see
because wait a second, this worked out brilliantly because for the studio, like you said, you wanted to get a bed, you wanted to be a big
no way the bed was
production.
going to fit back there. They would never.
This is the perfect way to do it because you can do it in the comfort of your own home, my own home, anyone's own home, and it's working. It's working. You know what I mean?
Because you could be in your own bed, you could drink, you don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to worry about, because most people, and then I got to worry about like, maintaining the bed in the set or like having to sit next to some, because like how I worried about it was having to sit next to somebody in bed and then have to like interview them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it would definitely be a little unique, but so that's why I came up with that concept. But I'm always coming up with different types of concepts. Like
I know.
Try on anything. Like it's always something, Thank you, Kara. I love my headboard too. Thank you.
I love that tufted headboard. I love it.
When men come into my room, and yes, there's been a couple, they're like, oh my God. Like, where's the handcuffs? And I'm like, what? The handcuffs are underneath the bed. You don't need to actually have a headboard with, just saying. I'm out of alcohol.
What? I still have more.
Water. You have to hydrate in between drinks. You always have to have a glass of water next to your bed.
All right.
Spirits away.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to wrap this up.
We're wrapping up already?
So hell yeah. Otherwise, we're just going to be talking about nothing, girl. Listen, every show has a time limit. And I just want everyone to know, if you're watching out there and you would like to be a guest and you're a comic or you're a creative and you want to be a guest on my new show, In Bed with Comics, hit me up and say, Kristen, I would like to get in bed with you. All you have to do is be like, would you like to get in bed with me? You need to have Zoom in order to be able to do this because that's how we do it. And, just be willing to, kind of answer some questions, tell me like where you've performed, stuff like that. And then I'll definitely think of, if you want to send me some videos, I'll definitely think of like questions for you because each question will probably be different. But the number one question will always be any comic, famous or non-famous, that you would like to take to bed. That is the $1 million question that I hope to find out.
Wow.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Take care, lady. I love you, Jeff Bosey.
Okay, listen, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching Kristen's premiere show, In Bed with Comics. I had a blast. Thank you. Thank you for
tuning in, Hector Louise. Late as usual. You missed it.
Hector, really? You have to watch this again.
Grace, actually, yeah, you can sing it, but it's not just for comics. It is, In Bed with Comics, In Bed with Creatives, whatever. I hope to have a bunch of different people on here. As long as you're in a bed and you have some sort of creative talent, as long as it's not, my God. All right, so I will see you guys soon. I will definitely be announcing the official premiere. I'm not sure what day this would work because when we go back to our regular lives, Friday, Saturday nights are going to be, for performing shows. So it might have to be a Thursday night or I'll figure something out. But
this is a Monday night. Monday night's perfect.
Yeah, Monday night's perfect. So Monday night live entertainment. Why not?
We'll piggyback each other. This will be great.
All right. So everybody stay safe out there. Stay coronavirus free. I'm your host of In Bed with Comics, Kristen Tinsley. Thank you so much, Theresa Farrell. Farrell, for coming on my show tonight. I love you too. Call me on the phone.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Good night. Sleep tight.